In this video, we're going to start from complete beginner in Power BI to help you understand what it is, how you download it, how you load data, and how to produce some basic visuals on a dashboard, all in about 5 minutes. Let's go. So you just need to go to this website at the top of the screen here and then just hit download. Once we're in Power BI, we can see the top of the screen looks very similar to the rest of Microsoft products. And on the right hand side of the screen here, we have all our visuals, graphs, etc. that we're going to use to build our dashboard. Firstly, I'm going to import this data directly from Excel. So just select that file and then hit open. Now, once this file opens up, we can see that actually this file is made up of 2 tables, because we can see the blue lines just up the top here, and also 2 different tabs. So I'm going to select my 2 tables. Now I can transform the data if it is a little bit dirty, but instead I'm just going to load that up overall. Now you can, as we said, transform data, and I've got a separate video on Power Query, which I'm going to just link up to the top of the video. So let's go across to the left hand side of the screen and just move down a little bit to data view, and we can see our data on the 2 tables here loaded in, and we can see the fields, etc. So name of the cars, the year, the price, the US state. And then if we go down to our second table, we've got our VIN number, and then we've got some customer data in there as well. Now I have VIN in both tables, and what Power BI has done is effectively it has recognized that there's a join on the VIN number between the 2 tables. So now we can create reports with fields from both tables. So if I go back into report view, I'm just going to select the card, and I'm just going to move it down slightly here. And then I'm going to go across to the right hand side here, and I'm just going to put a tick in my price, which is my total sales, and that will drop the value directly into this card. Now one thing I want to do is I just want to change the format of this. So if I select price and then go to the top of the ribbon, and I'm going to change whole number for currency, and then I want to add in just 1 decimal place as well. So I'm just going to click this up arrow and just make sure that's included here so we can see that. I've then got this sum of price underneath my total, which is just what's called a category label. So I'm just going to double click just to remove that based on the format. And I want to add in a header in here. So if I go to format and then general, double click on title and just down arrow, and then I can just add in the title for what I want. So this one is just going to be total sales. And I'm just going to center that across the card. The other thing I want to do is I want to change the background color. So if I go to a general, and then I can just search for background, and you can see down here I can just going to change that to a blue color just to make it stand out a little bit more. The next visual I want to drop in is a donut chart. So I select that option on the right and then just drag it over and align it back to my total sales. And what I want to drop in here is I want to drop in the model type, and then I want to do a count of the individual cars, so the count of the VIN. So I can change the calculation to anything here on the right. So I'm going to change that to a count of VIN, or distinct count. If I go back into my format, because what I want to do is I want to change this legend and drop it underneath here. So I go to legend, and the position of that, I want to change it from center right, then down to, bottom middle. I also want to take out these percentages on the data labels. So if I go down to detail labels, scroll down and change this option here just to data value, that takes some of the clutter out of those labels. I can then go to general title, and I'm going to change the title of this then just to sales volume by model. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good. The next visual I want to drop in is a stacked column chart. So just reposition this down then just beside the other 2 charts. And again, I just want to drop in my price, or my total sales, and we can see that drops in just 1 single bar chart. And I want to drop in my year down into my x-axis. So I've got my years on the bottom of that chart. Next, I just want to change the format of that. So instead of this title, I want to put this in as total sales by year. And just hide that. The next thing I want to do is I just want to take out the y-axis label here. So I just actually want to go down to my visual, double click and turn that off. And I just want to center that header across the full chart. My final visual that I want to drop in is just a matrix table. And what I can do is I can actually drop in the sex, so male or female of that. And let's drop that into columns. And then my next field I want to drop in is the color of my cars. So I'll drop that into my rows. And then I can just drop in the count of the VIN number and change that to count distinct. Okay, so then we have a nice table which tells us all of the sales for each color and whether they were sold to male or female. Then I want to go up to the top of the ribbon, insert, and I'm going to insert a title for our dashboard by selecting text box. Just resize that and then just move it all the way across to the right. Then I'm just going to double click in and we're going to put in our title, which is sales dashboard. Select our title and we're just going to change the font size and put that to 36. And then we also want to center that across that text box as well. Then I just want to separate her, just a line underneath our header, just to separate it from the rest of our visuals. So let me just position it just underneath, move that up a little bit, stretch it out to the left and then stretch it out all the way to the right. And then just put it a little bit higher. Yeah, that looks good. Now if I select any of these individual charts, you can see that all of the data in the other charts changes, so it's fully interactive, and that's a really cool feature within Power BI. If you liked that video, please check this video on Power BI and how to use that, and also check out this video for the main skills you need to use in Excel to be a data analyst.